Okay, I don't know if anybody watched the video before this, so I'm gonna link them all together as a Holley Terminator X, group, I guess you would say. So, to start off my day, uh, I did a box opening. Nothing crazy, just to kind of see what you get. For anybody who's curious, you always talk to Holley themselves. This is what I called. Got the exact part number that I need. Saw what it came with, what else I need. They told me all about what they need. So you can either do that, you watch what I do, whatever you want. To get the best example, I guess, of everything that you're going to get. Obviously, talking to Holley is going to be the best. But so let's get started. So this is video number 2, and this is going to be draping out the harness. Everything's labeled on this freaking harness. It is awesome. Holley killed it. I don't know how easier they could have made it. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, I'm going to cut the zip tie, uncoil everything, figure out where I'm going through. With the factory truck harness that I had laid out and used, I had it just go through a existing hole in the firewall that the 1981 Camaro harness used. I'll probably end up just using that. There's less stuff in this. I may use a smaller hole. I may be able to find something smaller, easier for me to seal it off. So like I said, I'm going to get started. I'm laying out the harness, figuring out where I want to mount the ECU itself, and that'll be that video, and then we'll go on. The next video would most likely be mounting the LCD display that they give you, turning it on, getting power, figuring it out, laying out what's up with the see what's going on with the program. Maybe show you guys the program a little bit. There's plenty of videos out there now, so this is going to be kind of cut and dry, but thanks for watching. Okay, so this here is our Holley harness. It starts down here at the beginning where this plugs into the Holley Terminator. A relay, not really sure for what, but it doesn't matter. It just looks like I need to mount it inside the cab. Your ignition start and ground. So to turn on the ECU and turn off, you send 12 volts this, turn it on, cut power when you don't need it. Nice and easy, very simple. Another relay, I'm not sure again for what. So from here back is going to be inside the engine bay. From here back that way is going to be inside the cab. It looks like everything is waterproofed to an extent, so you could have all of this inside the cab, but or inside the engine bay, excuse me. But I'm not going to do that. But so it has everything nice, neat, labeled with what you need to do and where it needs to go. Broken down to even and odd side of the motor, and very nice. So I'm gonna stuff this end through the hole that I have in the firewall, and then go from there. Okay, so suggestion to anybody that is doing this, definitely read the manual so you know what is what. Makes life just a little bit easier. You can figure out certain things. This says ignition odd, so you're going to go, and so ignition odd, obviously, so the driver's side of the vehicle, and it is going to go straight and plug into the stock coil plug on for cylinder 1, 3, 7, or 1, 3, 5, and 7. I don't know, I just had a brain fart there, but plug straight into there. Now there's certain things that you come across that you may not know what is what. So this motor does not have knock sensors anymore. So this plug will not get used, so I will have to hide this plug. Not a big deal. But this here, WB02. So I'm gonna have to look up what that is. I think it may be maybe something for the O2 sensor. Not sure. Obviously, everybody knows what a map sensor is. Crank sensor, which is heat wrapped, real nice to go down by the starter and the exhaust. That's awesome. Oil pressure. I mean, this thing has everything. Another thing that I'm gonna have to look at. So, you have this bundle of wires here. The red says fuse. So to Google what that, or not Google, but look in the manual. The other one says fuel pump, so maybe that is a switch off of the Holley itself to go and click a relay. I don't know if you have to add a relay. I don't know what the system has set up for. And then it has a blue wire, and it's really hard to see. It almost looks like it says A02 or something. So I'm gonna have to look at that. But again, let's see what we got. Then we have a cylinder head ground, and that's almost it, man. An injector harness. So let me look up what a couple of those things do, and we'll be right back. Okay, so when you open up, so this is the book that this comes with. Our part number was 550-905, so this is it. I'm going to go through a couple pages. This is going to show you everything that this thing came with, which is pretty cool. It shows you, what it needs, where you're at with everything, and then you go and it's going to show you harness routing. So in the section for this, so it shows the harness. This is the main power harness. This is the engine harness. This is the computer that we have. And then it goes into great detail of where it needs to go. What needs to go where. Okay, so this thing is labeled out very well from the get-go. But I was confused. WB02. So I was correct. This is for the O2 sensor. So WB02, wideband O2 sensor, oxygen. So that's that. Okay, then we're going to go. So that was our one question. Our next question was, in fact, this stuff. So you have the two relays and then a plug. That's actually for your handheld controller. So the handheld, they give you a little digital dash, which is awesome. Okay, next it goes into the loose wires. So in the beginning of the Holley harness, off of your computer, you have a black and a red-white. The red-white is your keyed hot, your switched hot, and then obviously ground, like I said. Okay, next, it should be showing us, maybe it was up a little bit here. Hang on one second. I just had it. I was just reading the dang thing. All it was saying was that. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this goes into all your loose wires, like I was saying. So the green, it was 12-volt fuel pump. They say that you can run your fuel pump off of that. With my fuel pump, it is a AEM 340 liter per hour pump. I don't know if I want this little dinky 14 wire running my pump. That's a little teeny tiny wire. So I am actually gonna have that on a separate switch and relay with a good solid like 10 wire or maybe even an 8 to feed that. I'm an electrician. I get access to wire, so the bigger the better in my eyes. You never want to, run lean, so bigger the better. Next one I was curious about was the blue with the white. That is your optional tack, they say. So it's an output. So that blue wire, you can actually run into the cab or wherever you want to put a tack. And I actually have a gauge pillar, and one of my things there is a digital tack, so I will actually run that to that. Other than that, you have your optional outputs. Shows you what they are, where they're at. That you can get into whatever you want, but that's all in the book. So this is great. It's great. This harness is so easy. I swear anybody can do it. Do not be skeptical. So I'm going to finish laying this out now that I know that this stuff here has to go inside. So I'm going to shove that in just a little bit, and then I should be able to start plugging everything in. This is, like I said, going to be awesome. Another thing I have to do is get my coils and put them here, because I redoing the exhaust setup so the coils will actually fit onto the head like they're supposed to. And I'm going to pull this exhaust manifold off, and that's it. Okay, so I now have the majority of my harness out of the round. So this is going to go for my wideband O2, this guy, which will be somewhere in this vicinity here. So just leaving that like that. Okay, I'm going to walk around the other side. And so on ignition coil, I have my IEC, my TPS, my factory map sensor. There's a ground down here. It's got to go to the head. I got to find these bolts. I have them somewhere. I don't know if they're at home or here at the shop. I got to find out. And then you have this plug. Obviously, you have your crank signal or cam signal or whatever you're going to say. Yeah, cam. And this one's for my oil pressure, but it does not. I don't know what that is. My factory truck harness didn't fit in that, and that doesn't fit in there. So I think I had the wrong oil pressure sensor. It came with the motor, so I don't know what they were running, or if they just jammed it in there because it fit. I don't know. But what I do know is this guy here is my injector harness, and it plugs right into this guy. If I can't do it one-handed. Okay, so I plugged this thing into there, and it gets broken down into two sides. Obviously odd and even, so this is the odd side, so I'm gonna have to throw that over there and this guy over there. I'll neaten it up, plug them in, and then we'll move on to the interior. Okay, so looking at this a little bit more, these injector plugs do not plug into the stock injectors. Granted, I have my aftermarket injectors. I was just hoping to run it on this setup for now. I didn't want to put the new ones into this fuel rail, so I'm going to see if they make adapters for this or a whole nother harness kit. I could tell that they looked a little different, and looking at them a little bit closer, they're wrong. They're close, but they're wrong. It gotta be wrong, because it does not. Cylinder 4. Let's see. So let me do a little bit of reading, but that's not fitting. So I don't want to break anything. But so that's that. I'll clean that up whenever I figure it out. If I have to get a different harness or whatnot. So I am done with that for now. I'm gonna have to get a oil pressure sensor in. Order one up, get it in here, and next I'll put into a separate video. I'm gonna do the interior stuff. So this is the way it looks now. I have my dashboard sitting right over there. So I'm gonna have to throw that in, figure out where I can mount everything, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, and see you next episode.